banker, or your mother. Do your own research and make your own damn decisions. Welcome to the Clue Crew, where each episode we discuss the various news, facts, and rumors. We're putting our heads together and solving the mystery that is Upland. I'm Scooby. With me again is Cernus. Now, he's a little more here than I am this episode. As you may see there, I am a little, not. Now, we thankfully, as we always do, tried to get on this stream about 15-20 minutes early to test out a couple of things, our different audio levels and whatnot. And one thing we came to find out this week, for some reason, is that as soon as I enabled my webcam, fuckers just crashed. Like, everything, Discord crashed, the whole thing crashed. It was like, no. I don't know. So, I'm gonna debug that later. But for now, you get his, shining face. So, deal with it. How are you
We
this
made
episode?
it!
How are you doing,
Good to
sirs?
see you.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
hear you.
right, yeah.
uh,
It is what it
yeah, I'm
is.
doing good. It's been a good day. Been doing yard care in real life, and did not get an uppie helper in real life, so
Oof.
and I need some of those hacks. So, but yeah, we got plenty to talk about. Hopefully, we have a clue.
Yes, I certainly hope that we do, and we do have a certain bit to talk about. I mean, the most obvious of which, I'll just go ahead and bring up that article. Where are you? Putting our
And are we
uppies
streaming yet?
to
Let me
work.
see. Oh, yeah, there
We
we go.
should be.
There's
It says we
refreshing. We're
are.
good.
In fact, it says we've had 0 dropped frames. I think that, you know,
We made it.
seems to be good. I don't know. Alright, so let's just like right off the bat, Uppies.
Hmm.
They're here poltergeist style. They're not just here. They're here and they're working. They're finally doing something. They're not just sitting there in a goddamn wallet's. At least that's been my experience. I'm gonna push this off onto you because you have an entire business regarding plants. So this
Hmm.
actually, I have to
For sure.
imagine, has a like. I have to imagine you have a nuanced take on this. So I'm giving. I cede the floor. Seed.
Oh,
I just
sure.
got that. Seed the floor. I didn't even mean to do that.
You see the floor. um, so yeah, no, it's a great announcement. I'm all for it. It makes my life easier. I've only been fired by a very few, and actually, I'm happy about that because petting is a lot of work. I find I'm a bit more efficient as a yard care worker in the metaverse, and I'm doing some other things. So if I have smaller scale petting needs, and it's more of like, oh, somebody has a one-off, that make this usually makes more sense anyway versus whack a mole or whack a plant 150 times
Right.
is a little bit tedious, a little bit challenging, and the petting also is a lot of travel. So I do think it's still best for upland overall to um, move this way. In fact, I've also wondered long term, like I had to think. I had a clue the other day. I was like thinking in my head, okay, I love planting. Don't get me wrong. I love upland. Don't get me wrong. Let's fast forward 5 years from now, 10 years from now, maybe 15, 20 years from now, if I'm still in Upland, do I really want every single day,
All
to
right.
be
All right.
planting, watering plants every single day? I mean, I'm just saying. So the
Um.
automation with this article makes a lot of sense
All right. All
long
right.
term.
No, I mean, I totally get what you're saying there. I do, I do. If you ask me my perfect future for Upland, where I would view that 10, 20 years from now and whatnot, my answer would be that the planting would be happening at a significantly less frequency. I would like to think that, well, I mean, just like I mean, but seriously, in the real world, you have short-term goals, mid-term goals, and long-term goals for any sort of hobby, any
Right,
sort of endeavor. That goes for planting
right.
as well. The average garden hobbyist in real life might want to plant a rose garden, you know, but like in
Mhm,
terms of planting like the elusive deathberry flower that people go for, that's probably like a really
mhm.
fucking high end goal. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I do think that long term, as in decades long, there is a
Mhm,
potential there. I don't know how plausible that's going to end up being, but it's certainly possible, and I hope it ends up being even probable. So, that would basically be my response to that. Now, in terms of your standard lemonberry tree that we're doing here, then yes, I know lemon berries aren't a thing, but they should be. Anyway, um, generally,
But you know, the
I'm with
other
you.
thing too is that remember we have every upland season has 4 seasons in it. There's 6 upland seasons,
Don't get
and 4 upland seasons.
Cernus,
we go through winter. We go through winter.
buddy. No, I'm not doing that. I'm
Yeah,
not
but
doing.
please
I
let
don't have the
hear me
energy
out on one
tonight.
thing.
All right, all right.
Winter. Why are we feeding plants in the winter? That's all I'm saying. There should be some special uppy or something. Maybe. Oh, I'm gonna make K Twice happy tonight. K Twice is always looking for a reason for the origin uppies to have extra value. K Twice, if you're listening to this, here's my take. Okay, so all the origin uppies should have the special privilege during winter every season in Upland to not have to feed. That is my take.
I don't follow. Wait, so you're saying? I wait. Hold on.
The origin uppies.
No, no, no.
Mhm.
I so I follow the idea of the origin uppy having extra utility. You're losing me on where that's applied.
For
It
sure.
it doesn't have to feed a
Okay,
plant.
so yeah, during winter, you're not in real life. You don't normally water
Okay, okay.
plants in
So
the
if
wintertime, right?
so if I'm reading you correctly, you're. Oh wait, hold on. Are you saying feed a plant? That sorry. Nope. I
Feed,
understand now. I
like
understand. I
with
understand.
the
Nope.
watering and the
Yep.
feeding.
Yep.
So, yeah,
That's
yeah. So
that's
yeah.
not bad.
Mhm.
Because
Save
we
yourself 2 weeks every.
yes
Mhm. Yep.
because we are currently assigning our uppies to pet the plants. I had a little mismatch there in my brain. I got you now. Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck are you talking about? He's
All
already doing it
automation.
automatically. What are you talking about? No, now I get it. Yeah, my bad. My bad.
Yeah, you're good.
No.
Yeah, Shane
Yep.
Banning is
You see
mentioning
that?
Upland said no benefits to your origin. That is correct,
All
but it's time Upland also thinks about the future because
right.
for one thing, we're not going to be feeding plants forever, every single day for 20, 30, 40 years in real life. I don't think Upland can scale that way long term. There's got to be more automation. New Origins is the pathway to do that. So Upland changes. Whatever they say today doesn't necessarily mean it's going to hold in the future. So,
Yeah, I don't like. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, but like, Upland also promised us our private keys. Like, there come like yeah, I. In the short term, you can trust them. In the long term, anything can change. It's the Upland
right.
pivot. All right, I've been talking to the cafe recently about how we need to make a dance
Mhm.
move for the Upland pivot. All right, it is such a
Right.
thing that
Mhm.
we need a dance move for it. So if there's any dancers out there that feel comfortable putting that, like, on video, submit the upland pivot. Now, I don't know if you were in the cafe at the time today, but the best suggestion for it ever came up. I can't remember who said it. It might have been Unspoken Bullet or Sir Red or one of them, but one of them pointed out that for the upland pivot to work, the you have to forget the first 10 moves.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting.
Because that's how the upland pivot works, is they just forget that they promised something previously. I guess it was a lot funnier when you were there.
Yeah, I guess so.
And yes, alright, so no special utilities. Think of them like the OG of Pokemon. Now, alright, JR 8174 is saying that level 3s suck at petting. Um, you know what? Let's take a look at how they're doing for me. I'm
So,
not. Nope.
JR,
Oh.
just a quick question. Have we tried level fours, level fives? Are they all sucking too, or is it just this level three level that's
Ooh, good question. Cause
causing
I
this?
actually have a level 5 on mine. So
Okay.
right. Hold on. Let me get my plants. So
There's not supposed to have any better value, but I'm just
right.
hypothesizing. Right.
Again, the upland pivot. So I had the other day, because I haven't been petting any of my plants. Now, some of them had still retained some well-being just by the nature of whenever I had planted them, yada yada yada. But I can tell you that in the last 2 days, that's at least a 3% increase in the average well-being,
Okay.
and that's across 190 plants.
Hmm.
So it's a steady increase. It may take a
Yeah.
bit. It's obviously going to take a bit for me to get them back up to 100, but because
Hmm.
the average well-being is increasing like that, I am hopeful that that means that it will be able to maintain. And if it can maintain 190 plants, I'm genuinely curious if there is a limit to the amount where one uppy would not be enough.
And sorry, I may have misheard or didn't hear. Are you also petting yourself or
No,
just using
no.
the upbeat?
No, I've done zero petting, zero. The only
Okay. Okay.
the only well-being that was there before this uppy started petting was what was there from just like planting Miracle Grow, yada yada. Like I mean,
Pre-existing. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Which is why
Hmm.
I didn't start tracking until about 8 hours after I assigned my uppy. No, it is level 5 uppy, so whatever. But my point is, so since we were able to assign them after about 8 hours, I had the epiphany to check my average well-being here, since all of my plants are at my jungle where I assigned my uppy. You know. Anyway, It's had a 3% jump, so like it is steadily inclining, even though I've got almost 200 plants on that one property. And I've got 221 plants total. 190 of them are here.
Okay. And then Cassicar saying he upgraded his largest plant property to a level 8, but the level 3 was doing fine. You know what's interesting is
Hmm?
I am hearing quite a mixture of results. I've heard another player also comment that they were thinking of firing their uppy, that they weren't seeing results and so on. I think the thing we can be sure of, the one clue that we seem to have is I don't think anybody's seen an extreme drop. Number one, maybe some modulation effects that appear not to be ideal so far. And number two is we've only given this like what, a day or two since this
Hmm.
announcement, so those are the two things we can rely on so far. I think that for the most part, we'll see good results because that's what the letter says that we'll get. But yeah, um, it sure is nice to get that well-being score up, though, huh, Scooby?
I mean, it will be until we get well, I mean, until we get troves is just a number.
Yeah,
Until we get troves, it doesn't actually mean shit. Now they have
yeah,
established that once we
sure.
get troves, that the well-being will affect the like quality of the troves and whatnot,
Rarity. Yeah.
and that is specifically why I assigned a level 5, because we know that they'll be able to harvest. I'm just thinking ahead for that.
Right. Hmm.
But
Certainly.
beyond that, yeah. Oh shit! I didn't even notice this. Yeah. So my average well-being, okay, it's 16.6 for that one property where I have it assigned. Damn.
Okay.
I didn't even ever think to look
Hmm.
at that number. Okay, well not well that's now the new base number. But yeah, you get the point I'm making. Is my average well-being just period went from 14.3 to 17.4. So um
Right.
it's clearly it working.
Mhm.
So we have that. Where was that? There we go. Was there anything else to talk about regarding that? Oh, I will say, I did check out the mechanics of this whole process, and everything works out very intuitively. You have the obvious option of assigning the uppie, but also, if you try to assign another uppie, it only gives you the option to replace your current uppie. So they already have a workflow and process for that. Which is nice to see. It's the kind of thing that
Sure,
could have been
sure. I do have a
overlooked.
question. Yeah. You do notice that the in the manage tab, one thing that some players have been harping on was that the sell button is now layered within the manage button, so it's like one step harder to sell, so to speak, if
Yeah,
you're trying to sell a property.
right.
The second question I have is you mentioned about like the intuitiveness and like it's kind of flowing with the uppies. If you try to sell a property that has an uppie assigned, you know how there's a screen that tells you, oh, you're going to sell blah 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 with the plants, this many things, and
Right.
bobs and stuff. So does it say minus the uppie or something, or does it do anything, or you just sell it and
Okay,
then
I
freak
don't.
out and then
I
find
got you.
out, oh, by the way, your uppie doesn't get sold anyway?
Right.
Like,
I don't. I don't. I have not tried. I have no information on that. The
okay,
only. The only information I have on that is like you have that you basically said there was that the uppie is not actually tied to the property in these sales, and that you retain it
right.
afterwards. But no, I've not. No, have not checked that. Now, me personally, I can understand a little bit of frustration at the sell button being removed by a click, but I'm
Mhm.
honestly okay with it because it's in service of consolidation of mechanics in a way that actually makes sense to me. So,
Right.
um,
Managing it to sell it makes a lot of intuitive sense. Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's of all the decisions that Upland has made, this is not that's one that doesn't leave me scratching my head. No, okay,
Right.
sure. Is basically my thing there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Right. It's
also
a
it's not like sending or something where it matters during a treasure hunt. So you
mhm.
don't, it's not as, in my opinion, as big of a deal. Now I understand there are people that are managing thousands of properties and they're constantly buying, selling, and pressing these buttons. But
Right.
that's the game. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Now, on that note, so the game that we are playing today, we're going back to Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator number 2. I have these set up. I'm giving away 3 dozen seeds. I only listed 2 dozen, some red roses, and some
Ooh,
tulips. But I'm also going to give away a dozen palm trees. So, you know, your options here, because you can't really see them here.
those palm trees are pretty sweet. They're some of my favorite.
Oh, I like them. I like them a lot. Yeah, and I have over 100 um, seeds.
Um,
I've got also probably over 100 palm trees planted, but I've got the seeds. So, all right, here's what y'all are gonna be picking. In case you can't see, you're gonna be picking the samurai, the daredevils, the pyros, or the lizard thugs. That's samurai, daredevil, pyro, or lizard thug. And go ahead and get those votes in right now so that we will get this battle going and we're going to see who wins. I'm going to give it like a minute and then I'll actually press, start the battle. But yeah. All right.
let's get ready to rumble.
Rumble! Now, another thing that has happened recently. Well, not actually happened. I don't think it's actually happened yet. We got the announcement, but the factory to
Mhm.
showroom progress thing, where it's automatic factory to showroom placement. Is this something that applies to you? Do you have factories and showrooms that you need to automate the transactions between, or not transactions, but the.
I have yes and no. I rarely use my factory and showroom right now. What I really need, this is all great stuff, but maybe you want to talk first because I have a little bit of a PR message around this, where I could speak, whichever you prefer.
Well, I don't really have. I mean, I'm only just now at a position where I'm actually utilizing the two together. I mean, I'm still
Okay.
commissioning designs from Manu, and she's awesome. And I did get my factory finally approved for carts, and so she was able
Hey,
to support.
congrats.
Yeah, she was able to submit the mystery machine. And I'm gonna get her working on a couple other ones. But I'm not established in this field like others are, so I really don't have a nuanced opinion.
Okay. Okay. Well, so what I would say is this is great. Is we just this is on the heels of the other announcement about I believe it was like um, um, speed to produce an asset or uh, less sparklet needed to be staked per to manufacture. These are all great improvements, but I'm not sure if that really solves the biggest concern, which is that number one, they've made it clear that factory showrooming may evolve into more of a like a more of a what is it like a sort of a here's a platter of everything I have sort of thing. Does that make sense? Like a website sort of thing, and not so much of a need for the whole showroom factory concept. Is the way I've kind of gathered. And there's been a lot of questions circulating in Upland Discord, not coming just from Cernus 4, but from other players, if whether showrooms and factories are really going to be relevant ongoing. And I'm not getting a very hot front and center response from Upland leadership. That's what I've noticed. And I'm noticing it across the board. And there's been repeated questions over and over and over about this. And respectfully, the questions out there, Upland leadership has an opportunity to be much more specific on the future factories and showrooms. And there's also, if you look also at, we're talking about troves, we're talking about living units, we're talking about service units, we're talking about commerce units, office units. Factories and showrooms get none of that. And it's still not clear what the purpose of them will be going forward. And they're pivoting the other way. So, my point getting back to this article, yay, it's great, cool, but it just feels a little bit to me like a PR band aid on a much bigger problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So, and it's also with the whole UGC issue that now they're doing their own thing. I think they're kind of dealing with a lot of. There's a lot of tension around this issue that I don't know how great some of these. Like if this announcement had been 2 years ago, hooray,
mm-hmm.
But now, I mean, it's good. I'll give credit where it's due. It's good, but that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And I will say right now, in case people haven't noticed that I put it in the chat there. That game, I pressed a button, something broke because it entered a God mode thing and killed some people, and then it kind of froze. I don't know what happened there. I'm switching to just tried and true Nickelodeon All Stars. One day I'll be able to figure out another game that works, but for now, nope, this is it.
Cool, cool.
But yeah, I I don't know. In a best case scenario, this is a first party replacement for the multiple asset mover extensions.
Okay.
I mean, I could see it viewed as that. Like I know, for instance, if you've ever talked to Kuro, you know that Kuro he won't use those things because he doesn't trust them. You know, he doesn't
Mhm.
trust anything that's not Upland first party. This would be an Upland first party answer for that. Now,
The only pushback I'll give you on that is it just seems like there's always this pattern where Upland doesn't have a solution, players create a solution, layer two is created,
yep,
Upland cuts around that.
I'm not.
Players create an extension, Upland creates cuts around that. Players create UGC, Upland makes a different pathway. So if we had more of a direction, everybody there'd be more of a confluence of everything going smoothly. But instead, it's like, okay, showroom might get changed to something else. Factories might get changed to something else. Okay, great. Oh, now we have the ability to do this and this with showrooms and factories. Okay, hurrah! So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, yeah. No, I gotcha. I I'm still waiting to see what this new Amazon like marketplace is going to be
Exactly.
functionally. I like
Yeah.
it's so abstract. Like I don't okay,
Hmm.
I don't want to say it's
Right.
abstract because like
Hmm.
we have Amazon in real life. We have a thing to compare it to. But in terms of how it's going to apply, yeah, no, it's kind of abstract because like what the fuck are you guys talking about? So we'll find out, I guess. They
I
still
like the word abstract, especially because I specifically asked X1 whether these Amazon style showrooms will allow us to actually incorporate real life assets as
mhm.
well to help connect the metaverse with the real world.
Oh
And
man,
he
that'd be cool as
said,
shit.
I know. And we have, to be fair, the real node, a layer two, already created these
Mhm.
um, uh, stores. And I know some of the players were already linking like their Etsy pages and other different things where they could sell real life goods. You
Yeah.
know, that would add so much value. But now we're dealing with the abstract, okay, we can already sell everything, all of our assets with the different tools we have. But now we're going to Amazon it, but we can't sell real goods. So I don't know. I'm just a little confused on that too.
Yeah. And they're not going to give us any extra details and at this point we're foolish for thinking they will.
We shall see. We kind of have a clue.
Uh, yeah. Yeah. Now, we got a wrecking ball, and they did the Miley Cyrus thing.
Mhm.
Because I mean, you know, how do how,
That's it.
how do you not do that? Yeah, yeah. Um, I still I, so the wrecking ball contributes to construction. I
Exactly.
I kind of like an explanation for
Ah.
that. The fuck are you talking about? Like we we were speculating in the cafe about the idea of like what if like this was the beginning of them implementing a timer on demolition. Like yeah, you can
Mhm.
demolish a property, but to demolish it takes a bit, and a wrecking ball would make that a lot like would do it immediately. That was an interesting speculation. And of course,
That's it. Okay.
I mean it was fun to talk about. Because what else would a
Mhm.
wrecking ball do? What does a
I
all it
can tell you what it would do, and I can tell you something better than that for demolition.
sure.
Okay, I have your ear.
Sure, go for it.
This is what really should have happened. So wrecking balls make no sense for building. I've never once in my life, with either eye, seen a wrecking ball build up a building. Have you? Okay, I
I
didn't
live
think
in
so.
hope.
But
I live in hope. One day, perhaps.
yeah, it's all in the abstract anyway. So, but the wrecking ball, what really should have happened, I don't like. I'll be honest, straight up, I don't like the idea of now introducing a timer on demolition. You're just adding friction. That sounds like adding friction. Okay, now I can't demo as fast. That's not going to be a fun feature. That's like the whole the inauguration feature that everybody hates. That once you've done it a few times, you wish you didn't have to inaugurate. No, what should have happened is demolition. And you know how the biggest pain point with demolition is, let's say you have a townhouse and you realize, oh shoot, this property, we now have this service structure, or this bigger thing, or I need to put an office here, and then you realize, oh, it's my only property in this neighborhood, or whatever the case may be, and then you realize you need to demo it. Then whatever the spark hours is assigned to that structure that you have, you put your wrecking ball machine there, you wreck it, and you can recover your demolition spark hours toward another project. That, my friends, is value. That's where $190 should have gone. The Upland boardroom did not think of that. It was just, okay, let's just add it to building, even though it doesn't build. So, yeah, my mind is wrecked, bald and all.
Yeah, no, that actually is kind of a perfect utility. I can't think of anything better. It's a good call. It's a good call. Yeah, yeah. But they're not gonna do that. So, tough shit.
It builds.
It
Just
builds.
imagine it builds.
Yeah, it builds it up one ball at a time. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I like build like, okay, I'm just trying to think. Okay, you have steel and concrete. Pulls it into the building.
Right. Oh,
Uh,
well, we've had a couple evolutions. Well, maybe not evolutions. I don't even keep track of this anymore. We have a
well,
Madrid.
let's skip that. Let's no more evolution. I don't consider it news anymore. But go ahead.
Well, Madrid is apparently evolving. It's gonna. So if it's Madrid, it's going to evolve into full-blown Spain. That's how it works, right? You evolve from a city into a country.
Sure.
Yeah, why not? More modular units, stuff like that. Oh man, have you been keeping up with these
The
daily
standard
sales?
collection. What was that?
I asked, have you been keeping up with the daily sales? And if so, I was curious what your thoughts of them have been.
Daily sales in general.
No, I mean the literally
Oh,
the new
oh,
mechanic they have in the
daily.
store.
Um,
Yes,
yeah, yeah. hmm Yeah.
which I need to move
What do you
by.
think of it?
Um, I mean, I like it as a concept. I'd like to see the UI of the whole storefront. I kind of want to see overhauled a little
hmm
bit because they've clearly um made some effort, and, and that's clear by the fact of just that they've changed it, they've iterated it. But
Sure. hmm
in terms of it being a cohesive experience, a cohesive shopping
No.
experience, it's
Yeah.
not there. For instance, and
It looks like Domino's pieces.
kinda, yeah, yeah. And one
Yeah.
area I can point to, just right off the top of my head is right here. So I have not bought this week's service structures yet. I'm on it, but I just haven't yet. And so,
Can you even see the titles? Like it's so hard to read the titles, and it's this little line, little horizontal line, and it's so muted.
hmm, I guess I never
You know what I'm
really,
talking about? Like it's just,
yeah.
yeah.
It never really occurred to me because I just get them anyway, but yeah, I guess that would matter. Right, right, right. But my point here though is that you have this section here, new items, right? And then in new items, I have the
That one
Cinnabon,
says.
I have the Cinnabon,
Uh-huh.
Miles Popcorn, Rip Curled Swimwear, Super Carts, Mini Raceway. All right. Now
Hmm.
that's in addition to the Sizzle Season Pass and the Deluxe Pack from Madrid. But the point I'm making is that right below that is the limited availability structures. Okay. Now
Hmm.
that just has one button. But when I click on that button, I see the Cinnabon, Miles Popcorn, Rip Curled Swimwear, and like it's redundant. They're putting it both here in new items and then literally have a button that takes you to nothing but those four things. This is
Right.
redundancy. It, if you're
Hmm.
gonna use
That's
this as
very tall.
if you're gonna use this as the section for that, then you need to remove these from new item. I mean, I get that they're new, but like there's not enough in the new. There's not the store. It's not this is not Amazon. You don't have enough things to have that make sense.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then they have Upix, Sparklet, and Stem all listed as in-game currency. Okay, sure, that makes sense, I guess.
Hmm.
And then decor, and then transportation and racing, and that's where I'm just like, they're getting there, but they've got room to improve. It doesn't feel cohesive yet. I don't know.
Right.
A little aside that I feel that I kind of want to point out. That's all. That's all. All right. Let's see here. Well, I started that and I put that in for 45 minutes. Oh, it's gonna be going for a while. Well, we got a half an hour, folks. Oh shit. Well, what else do we have? Because there's not much else that's happened. I'm trying to think. Am I missing anything? Queens evolved. It always feels like day to day there's a lot happening, but then when we go to look at the articles and everything, it gets summed up really quickly. And I don't know
I
if
would
that's just me.
say. Mhm. Um, well, so I was gonna say we had some gamified earnings tax, but that's not really, the thing is we're having a lot of these repeated news cycles, like the evolutions and such. So yeah, I mean the big ones are the ones we just talked about. The daily deal is also you know, but like okay, well Queens evolved too. That was another one, but I don't know why we want to talk.
Mm
Then more service
hmm.
structures. Like half the announcements are things that we're getting every single. So yeah, it's what I will say this. Um, there's been quite a lot of chatter about seeds lately. Um, I went ahead and just smashed the seed buy button like nonstop for like maybe 5 6 hours and crushed like about almost 2 million effects worth of seeds. And just it's been like nonstop talking about seeds from what I'm seeing. So that's kind of a new thing. I do think there's something interesting about seeds, and that with a lot of these NFTs we have, okay, you can keep stacking and stacking, but with seeds, it's actually scarce because it's limited to how many people generate, right? So sparklets going into the goblet of fire, and when you burn, it generates, and then seeds come out. But then if people have, if there's so much upix in the community, and if everyone's freaking out, oh, everybody has so much upix, well, then that gets burned too. So I think seeds are kind of the one dynamic that actually pushes and pulls both the utility token and the crypto token together, um, unlike any other asset we have. So I'm pretty feeling bullish more on seeds than ever. So I think that's been sort of an underlying theme of late, and a lot of the upland chatter has been, um, it's been it's kind of a hot topic of late. I'll say
Yeah.
that's sort of the community pulse I'm
No,
vibing with.
you're
So
you're definitely right there. I will say that is basically like to the point that people have started joking in the cafe about it being just like it's the seed talking. I don't know, they have a name for it, whatever. The seed floors cafe or whatever. But yeah, it's been pretty much dominating all the conversations.
yeah. Mhm. I would have never thought that, going into Upland. Okay, seeds.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that's one reason why I'm curious about because seeds have become such a speculative market for buying and selling.
Mhm.
It has made me wonder what the ratio is currently like in terms of seeds that are held by players and actual plants that are still alive.
That's a very good question. Um,
What's the conversion rate there? You know?
uh, so um, I think the first part of what I don't know if that's the full correlation or how we kind of slice and dice that, but what I would say is with the seeds being held, there's a pocket of players who are just holding with the idea of kind of timing the market, and when maybe news about, oh, you can now plant seeds, okay, now is a great time to, you've already bought all these, now sell them, and you arbitrage and stuff. So there's that play going on, which is sort of what I would consider sort of like day trading seeds, or stocking up and kind of flipping them. So there's some of that going on, and then there's also this part where, okay, so you plant them. I don't really think I mean, if you're an active player, you shouldn't really be having dead plants, right? At this point, you should kind of know how to maintain a plant if you're planting it. So I don't think when you asked about the ratio as far as keeping them alive, I don't think that's quite as much of a concern. Plus, with now the automated petting, um, but as far as how many people are planting, I mean, I'm seeing neighborhoods typically around anywhere from Uplytics is starting to post some of that data. Sometimes, like some of the biggest neighborhoods, even you're looking at maybe like 1,000 plants or so. Um, so well, I'm sure that's going to grow tremendously. I'm also seeing um, from like you plant a good amount, and then your your uppies that go to your property can really shoot up. I've seen some things like that. So it's really all over the place. But there's a lot of different strategy with seed, surprisingly. It's for such a commodity item that it is, as a live sort of quasi living or however you want to slice and dice
Hmm.
it item. To have all these avenues of strategy is pretty. Um, I just would have never thought it would be like that.
Yeah, no, and you're definitely right about the different strategies because I mean, everyone has a different way of playing this.
Mhm.
I've,
Just imagine if, sorry, one more thing. Just
you're
imagine if Abdullah were
good.
to swing in and then wrecking ball his entire Upix balance on seeds.
No, that would,
Look at how much sparklet would have to be then added into the system to burn to even get seeds going again. Does that make sense? So,
mm-hmm,
like, seeds are so scarce. And there are some players who are so fierce about not wanting to spend or burn a single sparklet. I know
mm-hmm.
whales who live and breathe sparklet, like you can't touch it, like it's untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
But that means if you're going to behave that way about sparklet, then seeds are going to be scarce as heck as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's a it's a yeah. Go ahead.
You're
Sorry.
no, no, you're right. At that rate, in terms of Upix, it would become a seller's market. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, and that's where, like, for me, I'm kind of an opposite. Where like I don't buy them with Upix. I just generate them with Sparklet. That's what I've been doing from the beginning. And it's largely
Okay.
because I'm just a big fan of the rolling the dice of it all. You know, what am I gonna get this time? That's fun to me. Um, and it ended up working out really well regarding grass. You know, I obviously generated a fair bit of grass, and I ended up getting about 75,000 upticks out of that. So you know, that was a win.
Yeah.
Because I only generate also when it's at its base score of 4.66. So that's kind of my middle ground there. But
I
that.
can see also a strategy for new players. You know how a lot of times players will say, okay, how do I get UPX? And then players will say, okay, buy a property and then in USD sell it for UPX, and then you start to build your UPX. Well, now
Mm,
you can do it the other way. You buy crypto, you buy Sparklet on the exchange, bridge it into Upland, not on base,
hmm.
but you bridge it into Upland, and then you buy a bunch of seeds and sell them for Upix. So that's just another way you could start an Upland now.
Damn, that's true. Especially if somebody's coming from a crypto background in particular, it could be real simple for them.
Yeah.
Again, though, you are correct.
Hmm.
Only on the Ethereum chain. Upland may have put the token on base, but they then marooned it. It is marooned on base. You can't bring it in. They don't have a boat for it. These seeds are off the hook, because some of them are
Hmm.
going for a lot. And that's really all I have
And
to
then
say
there's the
about that.
speculation about troves, because especially like the ones with like the fruit and the vegetable ones that they
Hmm.
can produce stem apparently. So I think that's also created a lot of excitement.
Now, with all of this hullabaloo about us being able to use our uppies now, like actually assign them, has this
Hmm.
affected the secondary market for uppies? Because I know we just had that sale.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just
Right, right. Hmm.
curious.
So like level threes and up, right?
Yeah, that feels low, damn. So I'm seeing that the floor for level 3s now is like 13 bucks.
I think right now there's a lot of fear. It's just this natural fear. Every time there's a sale, oh, okay, we're getting so much more supply.
Is it as simple as that?
So
What's level 1?
once that wave gets sold out, and then all the people who didn't sell, didn't like doomsday sell, then it goes
Mm-hmm.
back up, and then I don't see this being a stagnant market. I see right now we're getting the chickens out of the way, and then these are still going to be selling because I mean, especially with troves coming in, and you have plants, galore, and properties that are going to have lots of plants on them. You're going to want to have quite a good stash of level threes and up, especially level fives, because then you can collect the, So um, I think this is a little bit of a false reading that's going on right now.
Well, it may be, but I'm here to tell you that I'm looking at the floors on levels 1, 2, and 3, and they are pretty.
Uh-huh.
The floors are thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're right there. Cause one thing I will say is the nature of uppies is that they are to be merged. And so it is not
Right.
so simple as with other items that are bought and sold as commodities within Upland, like the seeds, where they are either, like with seeds, you're either buying it to resell it for a profit as a seed, or you're buying it to plant it and then harvest its value as the plant. Uppies are
Right.
different in that you buy the low level to merge to the higher level. So in terms
Right.
of what you suggested of the market thinning itself out, that is very feasible. So I suppose we'll see.
Hmm.
Man,
Yeah.
yeah.
But what is the merging price? Has it usually when there's
That's a
these
good
sales? I think
question.
the merging price is pretty high. Um,
That's a good question. Let's check that
but
out. Yeah, no, it's not low. It's not low at
uh,
all. It's not
like
super high,
how
but
high is high? Okay.
all right.
Okay. Okay.
So level 1 to 2 is nine. Actually, levels 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4 are all in the 90 to 93 range. All right.
Okay.
Excuse me.
And that's like two
And
dollars approximately.
and then levels 4 to 5, because they finally put in levels 5. Remember, we had that dearth of those. That people weren't able to get to a level
Mm-hmm.
5, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, alright. Levels 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, and 9 to 10 are all in that 88 to 92 range. But
Mm-hmm.
level 4 to 5 is at 245.
So every time we have an uppie that no longer can be merged, expect when it reopens the price to skyrocket. Okay.
To merge it
Note
into
taken.
into that level, which I guess to a degree makes sense. Of course, it's going to be the market
Right.
self-correcting. But damn,
Mm-hmm.
what a stark, just like, well, here's the one. We found it, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So yeah, so you're basically talking about $2 per merge from one all the way up to 10, right? So other than 4 to 5. So you're talking about like
uh,
20 dollars of merging. But then you have to do like okay, then you have to do
that's
like
too
two
much.
of each, and right.
That's entirely too much math. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You can do that math. I'm not doing that. No, thank you.
But
Oh
yeah, no,
shit,
it's still a lot. Yeah.
dude. No. Okay, so it just updated in real time, and everything went down. Everything went down to 65 to 70,
Okay.
except for level 4 to 5, which stayed at 245. It's staying solid.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
in
How
real
how frequently does it the merch price change? I don't actually know.
I don't know how. I have no idea. And also the question is also how often this up emerge price tool through Uplytics pulls the data.
Oh, sure.
Because
Yeah,
yeah,
so it might not
so
even be the same.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
regardless, we just saw that in real.
Yeah.
We
So
saw it in real time. Who's real
that was
time?
only within seconds.
Yeah. Who's real time? Who's to say? But
Hmm.
yeah,
Wow.
so that's the track, and it looks like it's going to be that way for a bit now as people try and get more level fives. And I think that part of this
Yeah.
is I think it's really twofold, because you've got the primary catalyst is of course that there was that like hole that there were no level fives. People were stuck. You couldn't do it,
Hmm.
and now we have them. And so that's obviously going to drive that up a little bit because of just the demand of people that are waiting on it. But I think that there's also the people that are just specifically attributing that to the troves, because it's not everybody that wants to get a level 5 to get to a level 6. There's a lot of people that specifically want that level 5 because of the harvesting, and we're getting
I
that.
really just think I know I'm going off topic a little bit,
You're fine.
but I think part of the issue with the pricing that we were thinking, okay, well, we have seeds doing such and such in plants now, automation. So therefore, the thought was, okay, uppy prices should go up, but then we saw them go down, and then we're thinking, okay, well, yeah, they just rolled out more supply. Because of this risk that uppies just keep having more and more and more supply, and Upland even fronting the issue and saying, okay, yes, the price was too high for uppies. We want the price to be more at an accessible level. So therefore, we're going to have more supply. So I think one of the challenges is, yes, rare is like, level 7, 8, 9, 10 is kind of rare, but it's not rare if you keep supplying everything
Mm.
proportionately more and
Mm-hmm.
more and more sales. Level
Mm-hmm.
7, I mean, level IPUs, before we just had like 1, 2, or 3. Now we're getting to like 10, and then there's going to be 15, and there's going to be 100
Mm-hmm.
eventually. So
Mm-hmm.
my point is that, okay, in each level, if it's not U Origins, K Twice, maybe I can't make good A. I've been pushing for it on the show today, but they need to have something in each level that makes it rare within the level, in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion. A reason for you not to want to merge and stay at a level 5, stay at a level 4.
Ooh.
Instead of always merging, have a counter clash way of thinking of this. Oh, I want this particular level 4 because maybe with this one, I don't actually have to pay the merge price. I can skip the merge price and actually merge as long as I have 2 special level 4s. Now, that, my friend, would be some pretty massive rarity with some of these levels if they had some special subset rarity.
Man. Yeah. Very granular. A lot to think about there. Now, I will say I just saw it's gone down again. Everything's gone down, and that includes
Okay.
levels 4 to 5. That's gone down to 184. So if you're looking to merge a 4 to 5, now is a decent chance, or maybe wait an hour. I guess everybody's going to sleep. I don't know.
Buy the dip.
Like, right? Yeah, we're reporting on this crashing market live.
Oh
Completely
boy.
unintentionally. But right. No, I do like the idea though of having a particular reason to not want to merge because um
Mhm,
in a realm where that could affect the scarcity on like scale, that could be
right,
interesting.
right.
The best example I have for that is our very own mascot. We got Professor Clue through merging. That just happened to be a level 5. Could not have planned that if I tried. Um, I'm never going to merge Professor Clue
Yeah,
because that is special to me.
right.
Now that's just that's just like a um, casual cultural thing there, but that could totally be
Mhm.
applied in levels that other people find as well, like on the metadata level. Like you said, something that gives
Yeah,
it
like if there was a level 4 about London, boom, I'm sold.
right. So I do like the idea of Jesus. Everything went down again. It's now in the 50. Everything is 49 to 50, and level 4 to 5 is 138. I think I
That's
think
crazy.
I think our show is actually killing the merging market. All the mergers are here. They've stopped merging and they've come here. That has to be what it is. It's the only logical
That's
explanation.
crazy.
Seriously though, it's just been taking since we've been looking at it. Like I'm kind of just like a little scared to look away.
Maybe it happens every time at this time of hour or day. I don't know. It is
I
a Saturday night.
I mean, all right. So I guess because I am saying that so on because Laban does fucking everything. Each one of these
Mhm.
merge prices has a high, average, and low. Now I don't know if that's for 24 hours. I'm assuming, I guess, but if that's the case, then goddamn, because the high is 759 and the low is 16.8 for
Okay. Hmm.
pretty much
Yeah.
all of them except for level 4 to 5, which the high is 1880 and low is 45.
Right. Hmm.
So,
Okay. I'm still getting that modularity.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess like so many things, like competitive treasure hunting, the it just goes to show the best time to try and get yours is when you wake up in the middle of the night to go pee. That has been my experience. That has been my legit. Anytime that competitive treasure hunting has been a task, that is the only way I have completed it. Is I have just, when I've gotten up to go pee, stopped and gone, wait. Well, not stopped. I pee first, and then I stop. Then I stop and I go, I should do a competitive treasure hunt.
Well,
uh,
and the
I'll
other
stop
thing
on the way to
too
the
is it
bathroom. That'd be
feels like
fucking psychotic.
it's always like that. The competitive treasure hunting, the merging, what is it? Buying crypto a lot of times. Do it in the slower period, they say. Yeah. So just about everything is when it's boring, it's booming.
Yep.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, but it sure is interesting. Yeah, the merge price going down. We have the uppies themselves down, but presumably, the trajectory. I mean, there's just so many dynamics lately. That's the cool part. And so there's a lot of strategy, and everybody gets their own take on how they're gonna play right now. And we still don't know what Troves is gonna be exactly. So yeah, I'm kind of excited. There's a little bit of a pulse on what's going on. We have a little bit of a clue,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
yeah. The more the merrier.
Well, speaking of the clue and the crew, um, I'm going to now show off in that very poorly formed segue. I'm going to show off the current state of the website that we have so far. I'm still working
Yay.
on. So, all right. In terms of Uppies, like for betting on like tournaments, like they have with the racing,
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten to the point where it takes the Upix and you accept that on the sandbox and it takes that from your account and then it just kind of like stalls out and I haven't been able to determine exactly where that issue is. I'm working on that. I've reached out to the UDN channels and whatnot. So while I'm working on that, I've mostly been working on other things. So when last I talked to you,
Okay.
we had tic tac toe, I think maybe in checkers, but now we have
Mm-hmm.
Scrabble. And I'm really
Hmm.
proud of Scrabble,
Okay.
and
Really?
it I haven't finished a full game yet, just because I I have to log in and log out and go into a different account and everything, but I think it works. Well, at least this worked on fucking.
So the idea is in the future, I might be able to bet with Abdullah 86 SA
Uh,
for 10 million epics on one Scrabble game, right? That's kind of the idea.
well, I'm putting in a maximum amount that you can bet, but yes, yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It wasn't my turn there, by the way. That was the problem. It wasn't my turn. All right, but yeah, all right. So we'll do rug. All
Very nice
right,
layout. I love the color scheme.
thank you. I
Looking
got
great.
4 points for rug, and now it is the other person's turn. Um, Ideally, I'm gonna get it to where when it's the other person's turn, they would get a message in Upland, but I have
Okay.
not figured out how to do that yet. Like I said, it's all very staggered. I'm working on a lot of things at once, but In terms of the games, working, tic-tac-toe, checkers, and Scrabble. Battleship, um, behind the scenes, I have half working, so we'll get there. Um, I have also gotten a rudimentary like setup of forums working, because ultimately I want to be able to just like um, not have to use Discord. Not for me. I mean, the Upland Discord is of course always going to be the thing, but in terms of like main communication and community and whatnot. Like I'm working on setting it up so that people can challenge each other to games through the forum. If you see somebody posting, you can challenge them based on seeing them there. I really enjoyed forums as a younger person, and so it's just something I've always been nostalgic about. So my website, I'm putting it there. Um.
The biggest thing I think do you want some quick
Oh. Oh.
uh,
Oh.
go ahead.
Hold on. You're roboting a little bit. Let's try that again. Back it up.
Yeah, so just a little bit of stream of conscious feedback on an idea is, especially with the games, is maybe finding a way to, I don't know how you're going to stop cheaters. Like if somebody is like
Mhm.
totally trying to cheat, that's
Mhm.
the biggest thing I can
Mhm.
foresee.
No, yeah,
And finding, I don't know how that's going to work.
so I've actually I've talked to a few people about this, and my answer to that is that for certain games like chess, there are certain tools that you can use that other
Okay.
platforms like Light Chess use, where it uh basically it would post like after a game, it would evaluate the game and compare the moves made with a engine, like an open source engine. It's like
Grandmaster.
and if your moves match 100% with what that engine said you, well then you cheated. And
Yeah.
it's that combined. There's a system, an open source system where it takes that and it combines it with the ELO score that you
True.
get that you naturally accumulate through playing other.
Yeah.
So
That makes
so
sense.
so I have a head start on that to try and mitigate that for chess specifically. And then
Cool, cool.
for games like Scrabble, that's kind of a little bit more honor system. I mean, if you're playing with somebody that's just
Yeah.
gonna like be going, I mean, what how?
Yeah, so like if I'm playing somebody and they give me supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and somehow it fits, then just DM you and say, by the way, this person put 25
Uh,
25 letter words on the board.
well, if they're able to actually cheat the game, that's a totally separate thing. But yeah, but
Yeah,
in terms of like using a bot or something outside of it,
yeah, right,
I do plan on having a certain amount of disclaimers about how while
right.
I am going to consciously try and do what I can to mitigate that, I'm not going
Yeah,
to spend my
buyer
life
beware.
doing that. Like yeah, exactly. I'm not going to spend my life doing that. So it's like so, you
Yeah.
know, but then that's also
That's
why
cool. This
take
is
track.
really very well. I love the layout. It's very clean. I think it's going to be great. I'm
I
looking
no,
forward to this.
I appreciate that. I do. It's I've been working on it, and it's one thing at a time.
Yeah,
And if anybody ever wants a movie recommendation, that is up and running. It's just my own personal thing I put on there. So you refresh it, it'll give you a new movie recommendation. I have personally vetted all of these movies. They're all great in their own way, one way or another. So just check them out. And then
yeah.
if you want to try it out, you do have to sign it. You do have to use the sandbox. Uh, so that's play.sandbox.upland.me. Kind of
I
like
found my cat. And by the way, you get 200,000 upticks if you sign up.
you do. You do indeed. So it looks like Upland. It works like Upland, but it's the sandbox. But not the other crypto sandbox. It's the Upland sandbox. Because, like everything, words have to be fucking complicated. Anyway, this is
And
the.
we were supposed to have a partnership with Sandbox at one point.
Yeah, there was a time. But anyway, yeah, so it works just like you have with regular Upland. You sign up an account.
Mhm,
You don't have to use your same email, your same usernames, your same any of that. The only thing you do use the same, like the actual realness of, is your phone number. Um,
mhm,
I don't know why that's the one they went with, other than maybe that has to do with allowing for other like testing development features. I don't know, but you sign up for your account, you confirm it in the email like you do, and then when you upgrade to Pro or Director or wherever the fuck it gives you, um, it'll do the like we have to text you, and you'll get an actual text. You'll get the text message and you'll put in the code. That's it. And
mhm.
that, like as far as I know, that's the last time you actually need the phone number. But if you want to use the Clue Crew at all website, um, this is this is because it's all in the sandbox. I'm not putting this shit on the actual main platform until I'm sure it works correctly because
Okay.
I'm not gonna risk fucking shit up. So this is what it's for. Uh,
Very nice.
yep, that is. And the forums are working, like I said. Challenging each other to games works for the games that we have. Um, the only thing that doesn't work is the actual like entry part because you just right now I have it and you end up just losing your UPX in the sandbox. So don't use that part yet. I'm working on it, but don't use that part yet. um, but yeah, that's what we're saying. Oh, and the HK stats, the Hong Kong stats is working, as far as I know. Anyway, looks like in Hong Kong we have a total of 2,107 structures across 1,901 properties.
Okay.
Uh, there are currently 150 different unique types of structures, with 152 currently being built. And I'm not sure what 357. I'm honestly not sure what that number is for because that would seem to go with this one. So unless that means like within the last 24 hours, did I put that? Whatever. Point is, I've been working on collecting the different stats that Laban puts out through Uplytics with like his service structure tool and stuff, and I've just been like having it be pulled in and reformatted in a way that shows well,
Yeah, so I love the visuals.
yeah,
Makes
I'm
it much easier to
I'm still
process in a way.
I'm still tweaking exactly, but you get the idea. This is very
Hmm.
very rough because I'm still tweaking what the actual like layout is supposed to be for them. But yeah, although top owners is pretty self-explanatory. Um,
Very
And
cool.
then right below the actual visuals, you have the by the neighborhood, and then that has more just granular, like the actual just like numbers. So that's also useful. I'm working on a way to make some of this a little bit more um, visually cohesive because it is still a little messy. The whole website's messy. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that the whole website's visually messy, but working on it.
Work in progress.
Very much so, very
Getting
much
there.
so. And
Very
with that said, we are about to find out who is winning the game, and it is
the seeds.
Donatello. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power. So, congratulations to anybody that picked Donatello. You all, or just one of you, or maybe several of you, will be splitting 3 dozen seeds. It's going to be a dozen red roses, a dozen tulips, a mix of white and reds, and a dozen olive trees. So, you know, you'll get the message in Upland when I reserve them for you for one Upland at my nursery, and that'll be all she wrote. But beyond that, uh, unless I've missed anything crucial. Well, hold on. No, there's one thing. There's one thing. We're waiting. What? All right. So we got the Uppie assignment. What was the other thing? The troves. Those are supposed to hit by what? August 1st?
Roads are coming
Or not
August
August
1st?
1st. Hold on.
Yes.
August 1st. We're fucking in August.
Okay.
I'm stupid. No. The shit. Where's that article? Hold on. I'm sure somebody knows what I'm talking about here, but because they announced all this a while back about when certain things were gonna happen.
I remember they mentioning troves would be before the end of the year, but I thought somebody did mention something along the lines of sooner than near the end of the year. So you might be right on something along those lines.
No, no, because there was one that was gonna be by the end of the one season, and there was the other was what the hell was it? What the hell was it? Ah, whatever.
Well, we have a clue.
Yeah, whatever. The
Now
point.
everybody can go fish for the news.
I really thought that it was that by the beginning of the next what fuck it, who cares. We're gonna be getting troves soon. Everybody look out. They're gonna be awesome. But that's all we got. I thought I had
Yeah,
something else. I did not. Um but you know, that's how it goes. So oh nope.
I got
Uh
more news too.
art there it is. It was there it is. RDP's got me. It was that before October 1st we were gonna get troves, banking, and progression.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Yeah.
It wasn't August 1st because of course not. We're already in August 22nd. So right.
So October 1st, troves, banking, and progression.
By then, I believe it was by then. And that's where I'm wondering. So between now and then, because we got the first thing, they delivered on the first part because it was both of them that were mentioned in that article. That's why I was pointing it out.
Mm-hmm.
Because this one was supposed to come by the end of the season, which would be September 15th. But they hit it pretty fucking early on. So this could come sooner rather than later. That was my main point. The troves, banking, and progression could come sooner rather than later. Keep hope alive.
I would be inclined when I read before October 1st. I think it's going to be in the off season of this season.
I think you're right.
Just something smells like it doesn't feel like it vibes if you're introducing this in the season and you're saying before October 1st. So
I
if I had to put this on Kalshi or the Clue Crew forums betting or whatever, I would give this thing on the last 2 weeks.
well, I overall agree with you. I'm hoping that it's on the early side of those. I'm hoping it's like September 16th.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice. Give them
But
more of a head start.
yeah. But with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up this week's episode. I do want to thank my co-host Cernus. Thank you very much, Cernus, as well as everybody joining us live or watching later. I want everyone to be safe out there, and we will catch you crazy cats